The archaeological site of Chan Chan is situated outside the modern-day city of Trujillo, toward the northwest corner of Peru. And for the longest time, I sought to make Chan Chan one of the priorities of the archaeological sites that I would visit during the 2 weeks that I would spend around the country. And that was because Chan Chan is a fascinating site, and in fact, it has been recognized as the world's largest city of clay. And it has a variety of panels and sculptures and murals that I would like to explore in this book review by uh, Jose Ocas Cuenca on the art and the sculpture found at the site of Chan Chan and many of the other sites of the Chimú civilization that flourished from the year 900 to 1450 AD, up until the conquest by the Inca. And so this book review is going to look at some of the ideas and themes that we find among the Chimú civilization, particularly through the art of these ancient cities. Jose Ocas Cuenca's book is organized according to two major themes. The first being topics as the elements and motifs found in the iconography of these ancient Chimu sculptures, but also among the archaeological sites themselves. And so the chapters are organized according to prominent themes that are found across the different regions, as well as the regions themselves. So there is a chapter dedicated to the palaces and the complexes around Chan Chan. There is also a chapter dedicated to the Waka del Arco Iris, or the Waka of the rainbow, the Waka of the dragon, and some of the Waka of the emerald, some of these sacred sites that have been excavated around the region of Trujillo. And I wanted to open to a sample of that illustrates the various sketches, outlines, and photographs, almost entirely by the author himself. And they illustrate the variety of themes and motives that are found among the many different Chimu cities. And these illustrate, for example, the pelicans and the variety of ways by which pelicans were expressed through the relief sculptures found at the many Chimu sites in the area. Among the important contributions of Arte de Barro Chimú, or Art of Chimú clay, is the discussion of the thematic elements that are found at these archaeological sites. So it's important to not simply catalog the kinds of themes that are found in the different sculptures around the area, but also possible interpretations. What could these mean, and are there any kind of overarching discourses or ideas that these various artistic styles point to? And I wanted to give an example here of the kinds of elements that these chapters explore. They talk about the prominence of the sea and marine life and the moon and fishing. And so if you look at these together, you can see that one of the priorities of the Chimú reliefs is the role of the sea and the effects of the moon upon the tides. And given how close the Chimú were to the sea and how reliant they were on a maritime subsistence, it makes sense that they would make it such a priority in their artistic expressions at these various psychological sites. And here are some examples that show, for instance, this row of full moon images beneath the kind of rippling waves of the sea as it's approaching the coast. And because they weren't really using perspective per se, they had to use other conventions by which to relativize the position of celestial bodies, the surface of the earth or the surface of the water. And you can also see, for example, this lattice that suggests the netting, the importance of fishing as a major source of the subsistence for the Chimú societies, especially those that lived the closest to the coast. And so Arte de Barro Chimú is a study of the iconography of the Chimú art from the archaeological sites around Trujillo. And it does this through many really well sketched replicas of the motifs, the themes and the ideas that are expressed in these different locations, such as Chan Chan, the Waka of the Emerald, and other archaeological sites around Trujillo. And so it is a very interesting exploration of the role of the sea in Chimú subsistence and other aspects of the culture that ultimately found its way into the art and the relief that prevails among Chan Chan and the other major Chimú sites found around this area of northwestern Peru.